What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and welcome back to the second annual Brad's Book Awards celebration. We're going to be talking about all of my favorite books I read last year in 2021. Today's kickoff video, we're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite covers of last year for books I read last year. Now, these might not be books that came out in 2021. These are just books I happened to read last year in 2021. You've heard the saying before, don't judge a book by its cover. I totally judge a book by its cover. If the cover looks amazing, if it grabs my attention, piques my interest, it's definitely going to be a book that I would pick up over something that looks just sort of meh. And regardless of what the contents are on the inside, the book cover is that first impression that wants to grab the reader's attention, make them pick it up off of the shelf. So I wanted to show some love to those cover artists who don't get the recognition they deserve sometimes, and talk about some awesome covers for books I read last year. So without further ado, let's dive into my top 10 favorite book covers from 2021. So first up, coming in at number 10, we have Salt Blood by T.C. Parker with cover art done by Keelan Patrick Burke, aka Elder Lemon Designs. Keelan Patrick Burke, he basically does all of the covers for Silver Shamrock Publishing. This one is not with that publisher, but it totally looks like one of their covers. It has a very unique style. I love this cover. I love the waves crashing, the red in the sky, the face in the ocean. It does sort of play into the story as well. It's an excellent cover, also an excellent read. This, I think, was my first read of last year in 2021. But my number 10 pick for favorite covers is Salt Blood by T.C. Parker with cover art by Keelan Patrick Burke, aka Elder Lemon Designs. Coming in at number 9, we have To Offer Her Pleasure by Allie C. from Weird Punk Books with cover art done by Don Noble. Don Noble, he's another artist. Basically, all these artists on here, they have very unique, distinct styles, and you can recognize a piece of their art, one of their book covers, just by looking at it without knowing anything else about it. Yeah, I love this one. Again, the black and red, the white all mixed together. I love the woman on there with the antlers sprouting out of her head. Is just a very eye-pleasing, eye-catching cover. So the number 9 spot, To Offer Her Pleasure by Allie C. from Weird Punk Books with cover art by Don Noble. And coming in at number 8 is Almost Ruth by Tyler Jones with cover art done by Gemma Amore. Gemma Amore, she's also an author as well. She has done the cover art for some of her books. And it's really cool. If you follow her on Twitter, she will do sort of progress updates on any covers that she's working on. You can see the steps leading up to the final product. Most of her, she hand draws and hand paints as well. I don't know if she does any digital manipulation to it at all. I think it's all hand done, which is really cool. And it really has that hands-on feel, that hands-on aesthetic to it. Again, I'm going to say this with probably all the covers, but I love the colors in here, the pinks and the purples. I love the skull on one side, the woman's face on the other. It really does fit with the story told in Almost Ruth. But at my number 8 pick is Almost Ruth by Tyler Jones with cover art by Gemma Amore. Up next, coming in at the number 7 spot, is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca from Weird Punk Books with cover art by Kim Jacobson. Now this one is now out of print. I don't know if the new revised edition will have the same cover art or not, but I really dig this cover art. Again, I love the colors. I love the sort of softness, the subtleness of it. But then you have that explosion of gore smearing up across the page, across the cover. It's really well done, and it wraps around to the backside as well. It looks like it's been hand painted. I don't know if it was or not, or if it's digital art. I'm not sure, but I really dig the striking aesthetic of it. This is Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca from Weird Punk Books. This is the second Weird Punk's book on here. They must be doing something right. With cover art done by Kim Jacobson. Up next at the number 6 spot is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Call from Tor Nightfire Books with cover art done by Samuel Arya. This is definitely the creepiest looking cover out of my top 10. It's creepy, it's sort of disturbing, it's unsettling. I love that she has no eyes. She's got the red smeared across her lips, the black teeth. It's very evocative of Japanese horror, sort of like The Ring, sort of like The Grudge. Overall, I just love it. It's a fantastically done cover, very atmospheric. Overall, fantastic cover. This is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Call from Tor Nightfire Books with art by Samuel Arya. Up next at the number 5 spot is another book from Tor Nightfire, and this is Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia, with cover art done by John Picascio. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. This one, I just love, again, the overall aesthetic, the color palette, the blues and greens and oranges and purples, the sort of neon aesthetic to it. It looks like it's glowing neon, which is really cool to pull off on a cover. I like the woman, the vampire, the dog that's on there. Again, everything about it, especially the neon sort of glowing colors, is what makes it really pop and stand out for me. At the number 5 spot, we have Certain Dark Things from Tor Nightfire Books by Silvia Moreno Garcia, with cover art done by John Picascio. Coming in at the number 4 spot is just an absolutely gorgeous book all the way around. That is Devil's Night by Curtis M. Lawson from Weird House Press, with cover art and interior art done by Luke Spooner. Luke Spooner, he just has a certain aesthetic, a certain appeal that really draws my attention, really attracts me to his art style. He actually won my favorite cover for last year for 2020, and again, he's in the top 10 once again. Not only did he do the cover, but he did all of the interior art as well. See if I can find one here for you. This one's for my favorite short story of all time, D20, this big fire giant with the D20 floating in the background. Just killer artist. I love his aesthetic, his art style. It's very unique. It stands out. This is the number 4 spot, Devil's Night by Curtis M. Lawson from Weird House Press, with cover art by Luke Spooner. Down to the top 3. So the number 3 spot is Human-Shaped Fiends by Chandler Morrison from Death's Head Press, with cover art done by Justin T. Coons. I believe this is number 12 in their Splatter Western series. And I say it every time that I love the covers for the Splatter Western series. And they put out a new one, and that one's my new favorite. And they put out a new one, and then that one's my new favorite. Justin T. Coons, as an artist, his covers get better and better and better each and every time he puts out a new cover. This one looks quite different from all the other Splatter Western covers. Again, the color palette, the yellow and the purple and the sort of greens. I like that he incorporated the artist on there. It's a very meta book, and I like that Chandler Morrison is on the under half, the upside down part. There's a character on the cover that looks like Captain Spaulding from House of a Thousand Corpses. It looks like Sid Haig with the face and the big top hat. Again, I just love Justin T. Coons' art style. All of the Splatter Western covers could be on the top 10 all of their own. At the number 3 spot, we have Human-Shaped Fiends by Chandler Morrison from Death's Head Press, with cover art by Justin T. Coons. Up next at the number 2 spot is yet another Weird Punk Books book, and that is Sabbath of the Fox Devils by Sam Richard, with cover art done by Michael Bukowski. This is just awesome cover art. It's sick. I love the foxes. They look so happy and joyful down there, even though they are devils. They've been murdering people. The big swollen moon up in the sky, everything about it. It wraps around all the tree branches. Sick cover. I love the purple aesthetic to it. This book itself, when reading it, it feels like it could be a graphic novel, like a comic book, and the cover art definitely helps out with that. If this was ever turned into a more visual medium, a graphic novel or anything like that, I would definitely want to see the cover artist come back and do all the panels, all the art for that graphic novel. Outstanding cover. I love it so much. This is Sabbath of the Fox Devils by Sam Richard from Weird Punk Books, with cover art done by Michael Bukowski. And we've made it. We're up to the number 1 spot for my favorite book cover of any book I read last year in 2021. Hit the drum roll. And my favorite cover for last year is The Razor Blades in My Head by Donnie Goodman, with cover art once again by Justin T. Coons. This is just a fabulous and outstanding, so well put together cover. I love everything about it. I love that it looks like the old Drew Struzan movie posters, like for Star Wars, Blade Runner, The Goonies. It just has the layout of it, the aesthetic, like those old movie posters. And this is a short story collection, and there's a piece of each short story on the cover. You've got the snowman, you've got the razor blades popping out of his head, you've got the wrestling, the luchador kind of thing. An outstanding cover. Again, Justin T. Coons, he just crushes it with every single cover that he puts out. He is an amazing artist. But my number 1 spot for my favorite cover for any book I read last year in 2021 is The Razor Blades in My Head by Donnie Goodman, with cover art done by Justin T. Coons. And that's it. Congratulations to all of the artists and authors who made my top 10 favorite book covers of 2021. I don't think some of these authors get enough recognition, the recognition that they sometimes deserve. putting out these beautiful pieces of art on these book covers that draw in the reader's attention, make these readers want to pick up and read these books. But if you have a favorite cover for a book you read last year in 2021, let me know what it is down in the comments. But thank you for spending your time with me today. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.